My name is Adriana Arriga. I am the Vice President of Field Marketing here at Shaklee. So basically what that means is I am here for you. I am here to make your life easier, to make this experience great, so you have all the tools and everything you need to know. If we could jump to the next slide, kind of, like Melina explained, we at Shaklee have this holistic view of what health and wellness means. And you could see that in our portfolio. The Shaklee portfolio became this natural progression to what they were already talking about with their audience, what they were already getting people excited for, the resource that they were for their customers. Now you could take that to the next level. So wanted to kick it off. We have an amazing portfolio. We're excited to take you through some products. And what Dr. Erin and I will be doing is tag teaming. So we're gonna, go with us. We're gonna make this super conversational and fun. So Erin, let me hand it over to you.
So I have been with Shaklee for 5 years now. I'm telling you, when people come to Shaklee, they stick around. There have been people who have been with Shaklee for 40 years. They are just the best people who work here. And I am so thrilled for you all to meet many of us. My title's a little bit long, but I am the Senior Director of Product Innovation and Scientific Affairs. So I am a basic scientist by training. I have my PhD in nutritional biochemistry. And that basically just means like what we put into our bodies, how do our bodies use it? How do we use it for energy? How do we store it? How do we use it to make other things? I went to, if anyone's a Tar Heels fan, I went to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. So go Tar Heels. I realized when I was thinking about this, I've lived in a lot of B places. So I grew up in Bowling Green. I lived in Baltimore. I lived in Boulder, and now I live in Bozeman, Montana. So I've lived in a lot of cool places. They all just happen to start with B's. I saw a Duke fan. But yeah, right now I am in beautiful Bozeman and feel super fortunate to be here. So in my role in Shaklee, I do product innovation. So if you have any great ideas or wants for our product line, reach out to me. And then I also, my most favorite thing is I get to do science education. I come from a long, family line of educators, and I love to be able to explain the science in super simple terms. Somebody was born in Bowling Green. Oh my gosh, we have to connect. Super simple terms so that you get it. Hopefully this is just the first of many opportunities I have to connect with you all and really help you understand the science behind our products. Because like Melina said, I am super, super proud as a scientist, just as an individual, to be part of Shaklee because we put science first. And I think that that's just so critically important. Okay, so let's dive into the next slide. Let's thank Claudio. He's running our slides for us today. So I know you all know this, but I think we should just take a quick moment to think about looking younger. It's not just about what we're putting on our skin, right? It's also about what we're putting into our bodies and what we're surrounding our bodies with, what our bodies are exposed to. It's about, feeling as good as we look and then looking as good as we feel on the inside. So we have developed this entire line, this super comprehensive approach so that you all can look, feel, and live younger, live younger, longer. So we have products for your space, we have products for your body, we have supplements, we have products for your home. So all of these things, again, are going to help you do all of these things that we all want to look, to feel, and to live younger, longer. And today we're really gonna dive into the products that make up our well-aging category. Okay, next slide. So what you're going to see as we go through a number of these products, that there is a really fun, cool, novel, incredible ingredient that is present in almost all of them. So has anybody heard of the muscadine grape? I don't know if you have, I didn't prior to coming here, but when we think about grapes, right, they normally grow in California in really mild conditions, but the muscadine grape is this super cool grape. It's really, really big. It has the ability to grow in a lot harsher conditions. So humid conditions, hot conditions. And the reason for that is because it has this really, really thick skin. And we think that's because kind of nerd science fun fact. I'm going to go on that end of the fun facts like Melina did, but The muscadine grape has an extra chromosome. So most grapes have 19. The muscadine grape has 20 chromosomes. And we think that its ability to grow in these really hot, harsh, humid conditions, have this extra thick skin, is because it has that extra chromosome. Okay, so the story behind us using the muscadine grape is, so we found this really special little family-run farm in southern Georgia, and it's a multi-generational farm. They've been farming muscadine grapes for several generations, and they've been using it exclusively to make wine and to make juices. So they're crushing these muscadine grapes, making wine, making juices, but there's a lot left over when you do that, right? There's the seeds, there's the skin, there's the pumice. And they were actually, which is kind of wild to me, they were throwing that away. They actually had to pay to have what they weren't using thrown away. And that's tough for a family farm, right? So our scientists, independently had been doing some research on the muscadine grape, and they recognized that this grape, it's loaded with antioxidants. It's actually one of the most potent sources of antioxidants in the world. So we went to this family farm and we said to them, hey, can we buy up all of this that you're getting rid of and utilize it for its incredible, polyphenols, and utilize it for all of its incredible polyphenols? And they were like, absolutely. So what we did is we built an extraction facility on their farm, and they would use the grapes for the juice, for the wines, and we would take all that was left over and then we would extract it and concentrate it. And we use it, like I said, throughout so many of our products. You're going to see it as we talk to some of the products today, in our nutrition products, in our youth products, in our body products. And it has, as someone alluded to, it's polyphenol. It has really potent antioxidant properties. So it's really going to help to slow aging, to provide those well-aging benefits. And we'll go into some of those in just a minute.
Erin, I love that story. I feel like I could hear, it was in the chat. People were like, with hard outer skin, tough skin. Oh, that sounds familiar, right? And so I think that really resonated. But can you guys imagine, in the middle of a vineyard, here comes some Shaklee scientist and was like, we'll put an extraction facility here. Like, that is, and the fact that we were like, you know what, let us take your trash off of you. Let us deal with it. And so we wanted to set that story up, that foundation, to so many of our products, and introduce it as a way of talking to our youth skincare line. So this is Shaklee's Youth Skincare line that uses, across the products, that muscadine grape, which is the most powerful source of antioxidants in nature. Remember that, right? So Dr. Erin will also talk about our Skin Age Index, which is also a cornerstone to this skincare line, how we developed this collection of products. They're both clinically proven and clean. We're going to get into all of the products, but that's what's so powerful about this youth line, is that you will not only dramatically improve the health of your skin with all of those great ingredients within the youth complex, but it is 100% guaranteed, hear me out, 100% guaranteed to shift your skin to a younger age. Now, that's a good story too that Dr. Erin is going to share with you all. But if we could jump into the next slide, I wanted to kind of ground us in what this means, this whole concept of clean and clinical, right? So clinical results without compromise. We will not compromise. You heard it from Melina. There are so many times we're like, well, can we say this? Can we just push it a little? No, we will not compromise on the data, on the science, because we want to be able to stand behind this stuff works. And then the clean beauty means that we will never compromise your health for those results, right? So we've proven that you don't have to sacrifice safety and purity for efficacy. Like, I want that stuff to work, right? And all of our products were designed and developed without any of those questionable chemicals that are found in so many other products. We actually have a list of over 2,500 chemicals and questionable ingredients, 2,500, over 2,500, that we will never use in any of our formulas. And that list is longer than the banned list in many countries around the world. And I just want to give you a little context when it comes to that. So the European Union in Europe, their regulatory body bans a little over 1,000 ingredients. Canada, it's around 500 to 600. The US, it's actually around 30. So the fact that Shaklee holds ourselves to a totally different standard of 2,500 ingredients that we will not use, we are just in a different league, like hands down. Okay. So I want to be clear though, this is who we are. This has always been a non-negotiable for Shaklee. This isn't a fad that we jumped upon before all this stuff ever became cool. It is just the standard for what we have always practiced and what we've developed our products against. Skincare, nutrition, home, all of it. So the bottom line here is that when it comes to clean, from like an industry perspective, your customers are looking for clean products, especially clean skincare and beauty. Over 65 of just overall consumers right now are looking for clean ingredients in their beauty products. And when you talk about Gen Z and millennials, we're talking close to 90%. Okay. And so while there's clearly a lot of interest in clean beauty, there really isn't a lot of regulation like I just spoke to. And that's why we've partnered so closely with the EWG, the Environmental Working Group. And if you could jump to the next slide. I wanted to take a moment to kind of just explain who the EWG is. Not everyone knows who they are. Basically, they are this nonprofit that advocates. Their whole role is to advocate their mission for environmental and human health. So they really work to empower consumers, empower just everyday people with education and knowledge to just make healthier decisions for themselves and their family. So in some sense, we kind of don't know what's going on, what we're putting on our bodies and what we're putting on our families' bodies. So again, EWG, their whole mission is to do that testing and research so we don't have to. They give that transparency, they give that knowledge to us. And let me dispel any question. You cannot pay to get something verified. I've now worked with EWG at 2 companies. They are extremely strict. This is the real deal. And let me tell you, so they have something called Skin Deep, the Skin Deep database. Google it, EWG Skin Deep database. This is a place where you can research any product. You could type in the search bar product, and you will see what the EWG rates that product in terms of the ingredients, what's in it, and how it may or may not relate and impact your health. To put that into perspective, that Skin Deep database has over 1 million unique users a month. So 1 million people every month are typing in products, trying to research on their own. So when I say your customers, consumers are looking for clean products, that says it. This space is huge. Now, if we go to the next slide, so like I said, Dr. Aaron, can you tell everyone a little bit about that age index? This is huge.
One other thing I want to say really quickly is I think oftentimes, people have to compromise one for the other, the clinical for the clean, right? So the fact that we're able to do both says a lot, that we spend the extra time to find the efficacious, the clinically shown, clinically proven ingredients that work, right? So we're not at odds with each other. We do the clean and the clinical, which I'm super proud of too.
And it's one of those things like, don't take it from us, right? We get that third party validation. That's why EWG is so important, is that we want to say, like, it's not just our work and our scientist who's doing the research. We want to get that validated. That is huge. And not everyone does that, takes that step.
Right. Okay, so the proof. Somebody asked in the chat about the science, the studies that we do to prove the efficacy of our products and the ingredients in them. And Melina, I think, mentioned it, but we have over 120 clinical studies. And I've worked at other companies where I've been really proud to say 1, 2, 3, 5 clinical studies. So the fact that we have 120, again, speaks value to our commitment to the science. And there are 3 studies that we're going to speak quickly to on the youth line. Actually, Adriana is going to speak to one of them, but I'll first introduce you to a clinical that we did when we launched, right ahead of launching our youth line. So what we did is we had about 60 women, and 60 is a pretty sizable number of women for a clinical study in skincare. So we had 60 women, and their age ranges were pretty wide. So we had women from age 20 to age 70. And what they did was they used our anti-aging regimen, and I'll go through what was in the regimen in just a minute, but basically it has a cleanser, a toner, a serum, an SPF moisturizer, and a night cream. So they used our anti-aging regimen twice a day, so just as directed, morning and night. They used it for 3 months. And what we did, and Adriana mentioned this, is we measured their skin age using the skin aging index before they started using this anti-aging regimen, and then throughout those 3 months. So what this skin age index is, so this is an index that was developed by skin experts, dermatologists. It was developed by an independent organization. So it was these skin experts, dermatologists working with an independent organization. And what they did was they studied over 100 women, again, women of a variety of ages between 20s to 70s. And they looked at all these attributes of skin health that change as we get older. So they looked at wrinkles and fine lines. So they're evaluating the number, the degree, the depth of those wrinkles and fine lines. They looked at skin texture. They looked at pigmentation. So hyperpigmentation, age spots, skin tone. Was it even, uneven? They looked at elasticity, so just the firmness of the skin. They looked at structural changes. So pore sizes, are they large? Are they small? And then what they were able to do was they calculated the age of the skin based on the presence or the absence of these different attributes of skin health. Does that make sense? So the complete absence of, or this degree of presence of all of these different attributes of your skin health. And so that's what the skin age index is. And again, we looked at the skin age index before people started using our anti-aging regimen, and then throughout those 3 months that they were using it. And if you go to drum roll, the next slide. So what we saw was that just after 7 days, so not a long time, after 7 days of using this anti-aging regimen just twice a day, the women had clinically proven younger looking skin, which is super powerful. Then if you go to the next slide, so after these women were using the regimen for 3 months, we saw that 2/3 of them shifted their skin age to a younger decade. So if their skin was in their 50s when they started the study, was in their 40s after they used the products for 3 months. So again, who doesn't want younger looking skin? Who doesn't want their skin to look a whole decade younger? So
Dr. Byrne, can we pause there, Claudia?
Yes.
Don't shift this slide. To get your skin into a younger decade, and let me tell you, I have worked in beauty my whole career in skincare. Everyone is like, is my skin looking like, am I drinking the Kool-Aid? Is my skin like this stuff to
Noticeable.
have those clinicals a decade younger? That is what this line is all about. Okay. So sorry, Erin, this is like a little toot moment because this is huge. Thank you.
Okay, so that is our first clinical, obviously super powerful. Share it because this stuff absolutely works. So I'm gonna back up just a second if you go to the next slide, Claudio, and introduce you to our 2 regimens that we have within our youth line. So we have a hydration regimen, advanced hydration regimen, and then our advanced anti-aging regimen. And that anti-aging regimen is the regimen that we use in that clinical study where we saw that decade shift in skin age. So the regimens are similar. They both include the cleanser, the toner, and a night cream. The night cream you can either get in a light formula or a rich formula, whichever you prefer. So where they differ is in the serum. So there is a moisture activating serum, and we'll talk through all the details of these in just a minute, but a moisture activating serum and then advanced hydration regimen. And then they also have a day lock cream. So that, of course, alluded to by the name, is all about skin hydration. On the anti-aging regimen side, we have an activating serum, and then we have an SPF for that day moisturizer. Okay, so those are the two regimens. And then I want to just take one quick minute to speak to some of the hero ingredients in these products. You're going to see that muscadine grape right there. So in our anti-aging line, that advanced anti-aging line, we have a complex of ingredients that we call the Youth Complex. And this is full of ingredients that are really going to help to, help with well aging. We have, and I'll just say the names quickly, but Lotus japonicus, Shashandra fruit extract, that muscadine grape, and then we have another complex called the Vita Repair Complex. So a couple things that these ingredients do. We think about one thing that happens as we get older is our body has a harder time making collagen, right? And we start to break it down. So that leads to loss in elasticity, sagging skin. So we have ingredients in here that are going to help with that. That Lotus japonicus helps with collagen production, so it's going to help to produce collagen. The muscadine grape is also going to help to slow or block that breakdown of collagen. So again, we're doing those things to really help support the health of your skin. This is a really cool one too. This Shashandra fruit extract together with the Lotus japonicus, they help support the delivery of nutrients to your skin. So as you get older, we have a harder time delivering nutrients, delivering oxygen to our skin. We want to get all those nutrients to our skin, all the oxygen, the actives in these products. And that's what those two ingredients do. They're helping to deliver all of those nutrients to our skin. The muscadine grape, in addition to helping with the collagen elastin breakdown, they're also, as we talked about, super antioxidants. So they're going to help, block those free radicals that can prematurely age our skin. And that's also what that Vital Repair Complex does. So again, just helping to fight off all of those things that are, potentially contributing to the premature aging of our skin. So lots of really cool ingredients, patented ingredients that we have a lot of proof behind. And if you go to the next one, Claudio, thank you. That was, hero products within our anti-aging line. And then of course we have hero products in our hydration line as well. And this is a very, very comprehensive approach to hydration. So we have 4 different ingredients in these products that are going to really help to hydrate and moisturize our skin. We have cactus extract. And if you think about, what does a cactus do? This is pulling moisture in, right? So it's going to pull moisture in from the environment, pull moisture in from those deep layers of our skin. And then we have hyaluronic acid, actually 4 forms of hyaluronic acid. And hyaluronic acid's like super cool ingredient. It can absorb like up to 100 its weight in water. So the cactus has pulled that moisture in, and then the hyaluronic acid really locks it into our skin. And then we have squalane, which forms this protective barrier so we can't lose the water. And then these plant-based lipids that help hold it in. So it's, again, just this very comprehensive approach to make sure that we're hydrating and moisturizing your skin. Okay, so those are our foundational regimens.
Dr. Erin, can I pause you for a second because I want to just address a few of these questions that are coming in the chat because they're really good. And Dr. Erin, we could tag team on these, okay? Sure. So one of the questions was about sensitive skin, and my opinion from being in skincare, the fact that these formulas are clean, okay, that is a huge piece. A lot of times our skin has sensitivities because of the ingredients that are made that are within the formula. So I think a big piece that you can speak to your customers about is the fact that these are truly clean and have been tested time and time again on various skin types, number 1. 2, people are asking, can they mix the regimens for extra hydration? Totally. For sure. The more the merrier. This is like To me, it's like the best of all worlds. So definitely this isn't a place where, you whether it's yourself or your customers, you force fit someone into one regimen. There are different textures and formulas across these two lines that I think there's a lot of a lot of people just have different preferences. So I definitely think, here I want a little bit more hydration. Here I'm worried about my wrinkles and fine lines. So definitely I think it's one of those that you can kind of speak to and create a custom personalized regimen. And which regimen, Dr. Aaron, let me ask you this, how do we know which regimens you should use? You should use?
I think it's personal preference. What are you looking for, right? And like we talked about just a second ago, you can mix and match. But I think we ask our customer, are you looking for the anti-aging benefits or are you looking for more hydration? And I should have mentioned too, the hydration regimen also has some of those ingredients from the youth complex in it. So it's going to provide those well-aging benefits as well. But I really think it's just personal preference, what specific benefit they're looking for. And again, those are regimens. We have these targeted things that you can layer on top of the regimen also to get at specific wants and needs that your customer has. I like many of you, I mix them. So I mostly use the anti-aging regimen, but I have a few products from the hydration regimen that I layer in as well.
Perfect. And I love how you said well aging. So, okay, let's get into these wands, doctor.
Okay, so this is one of we just launched this, I guess, 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, you all, they're already sold out. We cannot keep them on our shelves. They are incredible. So this is one of our amazing targeted solutions. These are our ageless wands. We have an ageless wand for your face and for your eye area. Melina, I love this, calls them opportunity areas. So we use them on our opportunity areas. And we have another incredible clinical on these products. So these two products are clinically tested to immediately relax the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. So these are immediate benefits. Those immediate results you're looking for. But the really cool thing is those benefits, they get better over time. And I'll show you some of the data we have from the clinical that we did, but just kind of to set that up. So what we did with this clinical, again, partnering with a completely independent organization, independent of Shaklee, they enrolled 30 women who, again, wide range of women who used our wands twice a day for 28 days. And they were using nothing else. So no other products except for a cleanser. So we can attribute the benefits that we saw in the study exclusively to the wands. They're just using a cleanser and then their face and eye wands, both in the morning and in the evening. So we did a really cool thing in partnership with this outside organization is we had them look at the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, skin firmness in a couple different ways. So the first way we did this is with physical measurements, so objective measures. We physically measured the skin. So we physically measured skin firmness. We physically measured the appearance of those fine lines and wrinkles. So that was the first way that we looked at the effectiveness of these wands. The second way we did this is perception. So we gave these women who participated in the study a questionnaire. We asked them about tons of different things. We asked them, if their skin looked younger, smoother, brighter, less puffy, if the dark circles under their eyes were improved. We also asked them about the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles and if their skin was firmer. So this was in addition to those physical measurements, physically measuring their skin, we also asked them what they saw in the mirror. And I mean, we look at ourselves every single day. So to be able to see an improvement over just 28 days is really powerful. And then we also had before and afters. And I mean, before and afters speak for themselves. And I'll share some of those with you in just a second. So 3 different ways that we're showing that these wands work. And all of the results that we saw, they completely corroborated each other. So again, these wands work. Okay, so the first set of data that I will show you are the objective measurements. Again, physically measuring those changes in the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles and changes in skin firmness. So every single person who participated in the study showed improved skin firmness just 15 minutes after using these wands. So 15 minutes, one time, one application, 15 minutes after using these wands, their skin was firmer. I mean, incredible. And then what we saw was over the course of that 28-day study, that skin firmness continued to get better. So we're seeing these immediate results that you want, but those benefits keep getting better over time. And then we also looked at the appearance of those fine lines and wrinkles. Again, we saw that immediately after using these wands, and then with continued use, 100% of those people who participated in the study showed a reduction in the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles on their face. And then if you go to the next slide, Claudio, 91% showed a reduction in the appearance of the fine lines and wrinkles around their eyes. Okay, and then the next set of data, I'm just going to show you a few of the data points from the, based on perception, but you can see all of the data on our website. But this really highlights those immediate benefits that get better over time. So again, we're asking people to tell us, what do you see in the mirror? So if you look at the left, this is reduction in the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. So after just 15 minutes, 39% of people saw, reduction in the appearance of the fine lines and wrinkles. That increased to 82% after 7 days, up to 94% after 28 days. So we're seeing an immediate benefit that keeps getting better over time. And on the right side is the appearance of those fine lines and wrinkles around the eye area. Same sort of stepwise improvement. 41% after 15 minutes, 69% after 7 days, 91% after 28 days. So again, we're seeing people, visibly seeing with their own eyes a reduction in the appearance of these fine lines and wrinkles on their face and around their eyes. Tons of before and afters. I mean, Adriana can speak much more eloquently to this than I can, but I encourage all of you to do before and afters. I did it myself. I was like, I think I can see something, but when I looked at those before and afters, I was like, oh my gosh. So you can see here, just those crow's feet, the little wrinkles around the eyes in the upper picture on the left, and almost completely gone, much more supple after using the wands. The forehead wrinkles, this is an opportunity area for me. I am super expressive. So I am looking for the same benefits that this woman saw here, but, nice grooves that, from all those expressions I'm sure this woman was making over the course of her life, and they're really softened after using the wands for just 28 days. We have, again, like I mentioned, a ton of before and afters. I encourage you all to take them because they speak volumes. But I think pairing those with the clinical results that we have, those objective measurements, those perception data is super powerful. And I thought I'd just take a really quick minute because I know we are going way over on this product section, but we have so many exciting things we want to share with you.
Dr. Erin, no, we're fine. We're
okay.
fine.
So just like we do with every single product that we develop, we were super thoughtful about how we developed these wands, and we developed them in such a way that we wanted to target the primary contributors to wrinkle formation. Okay, so we did that with, you're going to see in here, we have our youth complex that has that muscadine grape. I mentioned that's going to be threaded throughout so many of our products, but really the hero ingredient in these wands is our Power 8 peptide blend. And of course, Power 8, it has 8 different peptides in it. And I challenge all of you to find another skincare product out there that has that many peptides. It's very unique. And the peptides here each have a distinct role. So peptide 1 is that peptide that delivers those immediate benefits. And just a quick kind of fun, cool story. This was developed off of or inspired by a peptide found in jellyfish. So we know that how jellyfish capture their prey is they relax them. So this peptide was developed off of that peptide. And this is, again, going to help to relax the appearance of fine lines and expressions really, really quickly. So that's that peptide that's delivering those immediate benefits that we see. Peptides 2 and 3, they work in a similar fashion, but those deliver benefits up to a couple hours. So the immediate benefits you see with this wand are within 15 minutes, and it lasts up to 4 to 6 hours. And that is because of those peptides 1, 2, and 3. And then the really novel thing is, we've combined, and I've said this 100 times, but we've combined those immediate benefits with those longer lasting benefits. And the way we did that is with the peptides 4, 5, and 6. So those are what are going to help to contribute to that healthy collagen. They're going to help to support collagen synthesis, help reduce the breakdown. So that's where we're going to see those continued improvements over time. And then we have peptide 7, which is going to brighten the skin, peptide 8, which acts a lot like the muscadine grape and other antioxidants do to, combat those free radicals that can prematurely age the skin. So again, very, very thoughtful in how we formulated these to be addressing those key things that contribute to the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles.
Okay, let's wrap this portion up with our beauty balm. So the beauty balm is, I'm not going to say the bomb because I'm going to sound corny and my son will probably yell at me like, you're so corny. The beauty balm is, this is a 5-in-1 tinted moisturizer, right? It has SPF 30 in it. It has vitamins, multivitamins in this thing. So it's going to even out your skin tone. It's going to correct some of those, the areas of, what did Melina say, Erin? The areas of
Opportunity.
opportunity. Also in my skin, dark spots be gone. Thank you, vitamin C. Hydrates, nourishes, and protects. So this is a long story. You know what a tinted moisturizer is. We do have plans, as you could tell right now, we only have 4 shades. This is a major one on the list in terms of expanding the shade portfolio. And so this, for those of you that, and let me tell you, it is quite forgiving because it's a tinted moisturizer. I found, even with my skin, as I'm getting tanner in the sun, that I can kind of really go between a few of the shades. And so while we are expanding it, it is quite forgiving, but still gives you that coverage you're looking for and the hydration. So really cool product. This one, everyone swears by it. I actually definitely shifted to this beauty balm. I really do love it.